It all depends how you define Tier 1. As far as we're concerned, it is a journey. That's the way I look at it. It's a pursuit toward excellence, and trying to get University of Houston to become a nationally competitive research university. And in order to do that, there are several milestones the way we have figured out our journey. And the first one for us was the Carnegie Foundation's recognition. And we were just very delighted that this January the Carnegie bumped us into the Tier 1. There are very few universities, as you know. And I think the next journey will continue, and I'd like to see the University of Houston get on the very top list of top American research universities. What I keep saying all the time, the goal is non-negotiable. How we accomplish that, I'm happy to have conversation about it. But as far as it's considered, once we set the goal, we're going to get that. So I give all the credit to the state's inspiration, to the community at large, to the voters who gave their trust, and to the faculty, staff, and students who put their energy and effort behind it, so that we have now the third public university in the state of Texas as Carnegie designated Tier 1 university. University of Houston system is a part of the family, and sometimes in family you do have differences of opinion, and I think that's something that one should cherish, one should value. However, I can tell you, when you have a franchise, when you have a family, any member's success ought to strengthen all others, and that's what we are trying. We have a value created for the system with the recognition as Carnegie. It is as important as for our University of Houston downtown to get a recognition for their programs, or for University of Houston Victoria to get their executive MBA through distance education online MBA executive program to be among the top in the country. I mean, I go brag about those things. Well, see, both research and teaching go hand in hand. In January, we received designation from Carnegie as being in Tier 1 research university. In March, we received designation from Princeton Review that they have raised the University of Houston among their top list of best colleges in America. So here is the proof to you. You climb one ladder, the other you climb as well. And then I can give you example from my personal experience, because I mean, until 4 years ago, I was in active research, with projects, and I was in classroom. And I can tell you that what I was doing with my projects, I brought them directly to the classrooms for the benefit of the students. So I think a commitment to students is absolutely essential. I mean, there is just no ifs and buts about it, because if you do not have students as your point of gravity in a university, then why are you called a university? Because you could be called anything else. You could be a center, an institute, but the reason you call a university because you have students there. So they are the first we have to commit, absolutely passionately, with no excuses. But the question then comes, what kind of education we can provide to students? Can we involve them in the creation of knowledge? And that is just very exciting, very thrilling when students see how exactly the research is done. And I think they learn, their horizons expand. So there is a value we bring from research to the classroom and to students. But if that loop is broken, then I think there's something to be fixed. See, University of Houston's system has 4 universities, and we have 5 teaching centers, and together we are serving 65,000 students. We are right now looking system-wide a budget reduction of about $100 million. And that's quite significant. I mean, that really is. On every campus, there are different kinds of hardships. To give you an example of Texas grants, I mean, there is a pact between federal government through Pell Grants, state government through Texas grants, and the institution and the community from the endowment that we have. All of these partners together allow access and make it very affordable to many of students. I mean, 19% of our students currently are paying no tuition and fee. We are able to provide that kind of access to students. If any one partner walks away, it becomes very difficult to provide that access, and thousands of students are on those Texas grants. So that makes it very hard for all of us. But at the same time, I know the times are very difficult in terms of budget. If there is no funding, you can't get it. So we are willing to do whatever is our part. Nonetheless, I think it's just important for everybody to keep in mind that an investment in education in general and an investment in higher education is critical to the society. Education is a common good, and a common cost to produce that common good really helps everybody. If we think that the cost of higher education should be borne by individual, then we are assuming that the benefits is only to the individual and not to the society. And I think that creates a different kinds of philosophical issue. What I would like to see is that we take education as a societal responsibility, as a common responsibility. Any kind of budget reduction, if you are operating on a shoestring budget to begin with, I mean, University of Houston is not a well-endowed university. We really depend significantly on the state funding. Any amount of budget reduction will have its impact. However, we have a strategic plan. Our strategic plan calls for us becoming nationally competitive university in terms of research, in terms of student success, and we have huge challenge in terms of student success too. I don't think those goals should be considered as negotiable. And that's what I tell my faculty, that's what I tell the students, that's what I tell the staff and the community. Basically, we have this goal, and it's important not just for the university, it is important for the state of Texas. And therefore, we will just be as innovative as possible, we'll be as creative as possible, we'll pool all the resources together, and we'll remain very strategic and very focused. Is it challenging? Absolutely. Is it going to make life difficult? Absolutely. Could it slow down things? Possibly. Are we going to give up? Absolutely not.